We have this build, measure, learn loop. So we build and we measure and we learn and we kind of go through that loop as fast as possible. The problem with this loop, and like I said, I've been doing this for about 10 years now, is that we always start with build. We always do. If I'm working with a startup out here, they've already built like some kind of crazy AI, they've built a chatbot, they've built like something Internet of Things, which is my favorite, by the way, because it's like something connect to the internet, question marks, profit. And we really should probably start questioning that a little more. And then we go to a build again, because there's more stuff in the backlog, there's more stuff on your roadmap to build, and then you kind of build some more, and then it just becomes this build loop. So I still like the loop.
But you have to start with learn, all right? And there are kind of three big things you can start with regards to what you need to learn. The first is, do they? All right, so it's more of a desirability kind of question. When you think of like as a user, and I know it's a kind of a starting point for a lot of stories, but do we even know who that user is? Have we talked to that user? Is there any evidence that this user really wants this thing? The second thing to think about is, should we? Should we actually be building this thing? But not just is it good, aligned to your strategy, but is it sustainable? And then the third question I see time and time again is, can we? And that's more of a feasibility question. We keep saying, well, can we do it? Can we do it? But I think we also need to ask, should we do it? And do they actually want this? Do we have any evidence on that as well?
And then you can go to, okay, so what do we need to build to learn that? And we might not need to build anything. Maybe you just need to write a script and go out and perform interviews. Maybe you build a landing page. Maybe you build some kind of MVP. Then you're going to be able to measure, because it's going to have qualitative, which is more of the why. So a lot of the interviews, if you do intercepts on a landing page and a chatbot or something to intercept with people, you'll get some qualitative. And then quantitative, which is what people are doing. If you instrument that well, and then you still go through the loop. But I think the biggest misconception about the loop is that we always started with build. If we can help people start with learn, that's kind of a reason to write a book, because when I'm advising teams, I'm advising corporations, it's, all right, do you really start with learn, and are you answering these big questions about desirability, viability, feasibility? Do they, should we, can we? My challenge to you all would be, think through it in reverse before you go through that loop. So think, hey, do people really want this? Should we be working on this, and can we actually do this? And then what would we measure to learn that? What would we actually build? And it's nuanced, but then you're kind of building to learn versus just building to build.